So my relationship with Danganronpa is pretty shaky, not gonna lie. I did beat the first 2 games, but I have dropped 3 after 2 hours because of, well, reasons. And although I appreciate the art and the music and the premise, the general story is just kind of fall off for me, honestly. But who knows, maybe this fan game here will rekindle my love for the series. It's called Project Eden's Garden. I've only heard of this game rather recently, actually, and only a demo is out right now, but I definitely wanted to give it a shot, so let's try it out today. So here we are, Project Eden's Garden. So yeah, this is definitely something I'm very interested in seeing, as my relationship with Danganronpa is pretty shaky, not gonna lie. So yeah, seeing a fan game of it definitely has me interested in seeing, you know, what it does compared to the original Danganronpa. So yeah, let's get into it. Life has no real meaning. We exist just by chance, born to a planet that doesn't want us to begin with. It's up to the best of humanity to give the world a purpose. People like me, ultimates, we're known as ultimates. Yeah, you can definitely see the art style influence. Doctors who can cure the incurable, engineers who can build machines to improve billions of lives. The most influential politicians, the most creative architects. These are the people who deserve lifelong recognition, who define what it means to be a true ultimate.
I, Damon Maitsu, am the ultimate debater.
Okay.
A prodigy among prodigies, someone who simply can't be outmatched. I hold on to my title dearly, because it defines me. It's who I am. It's what gives me my purpose.
Debater, huh? Kinda seemed like the, you know, the kind of a-hole-ish type to me. Just already.
Among a sea of mediocrity, I am a shining example of talent. And now, there's a school worthy of me.
Eden's Garden Academy, an ultimate academy for true ultimates. It was built in partnership with the Ultimate Talent Program, a government institution that has awarded ultimate titles to people for almost the last century. You don't apply for the UTP schools, they scout for their students, which is how I found myself receiving a letter from Eden's Garden Academy. After what seemed like hours of waiting, the train arrived before me. It wasn't as nice looking as I expected, at least not for a school of this caliber, but it was undeniably the one. For the first time in my life, I'll finally be among people as great as me. We'll see about that.
Huh?
Look!
Hello, everyone.
Else is here.
Huh? Someone else?
Hey, welcome to the Eden's Club. Well, it's more accurate to say Eden's Garden Academy's Club, but Eden's Club just has more of a ring to it, don't you think?
In front of me, spread out across the train carriage, was a group of strange-looking people. A girl with pink hair, some guy in a wolf costume, one guy in a weird beanie, staring intensely at me. Are these creepy people really attending the same academy as me? Apathetic to my situation, the train continued from its halt. Excuse me, but you don't happen to know where the final stop is, do you? A girl's voice suddenly chimed in from behind me. Jeez, can people just leave me alone for 5 minutes?
No.
Not a clue, but you can try looking for it. Hello, ma'am. Look at this pompous dude. This situation was nothing like I expected, but at least the view from the train was nice. Nearby, a woman in professional attire turned her nose up to the air and started sniffing. After a moment, the expression on her face turned stone cold serious.
Something is wrong.
The air doesn't smell right. Hey, I smell something too.
Excuse me.
Could you describe it? Kinda chemically. It's almost like it's coming from
What about...
that bag over there. She pointed to a travel bag at the opposite end of the car.
Well, shoot.
Oh shoot, you mean this one right next to me?
Let me think.
I don't smell anything funky. Well, that's probably because of the helmet.
Pardon me.
Is that your bag?
Not a chance.
Nope, it was already here when I got on the train.
Weird.
That's weird. There's no name tag or anything. After inspecting the outside of the bag, he began fiddling with its lock. Pop.
Great!
Cool, he got it open. That wasn't the lock.
Huh?
Are you okay? Yeah, bro. I'm all good. I just feel kinda... Oh shit.
Christ almighty!
Christ almighty!
Shit.
Did he just pass out? I'm not feeling so good either.
Hang on.
What did you say? Good night. What the? People are dropping like flies.
Holy!
Oh crap, someone get help.
For real?
Let me try to alert the conductor or whatever. She ran over to the door that connected to the adjacent car. Rattle, rattle.
Oh, crud.
It's not opening. Why isn't it opening?
Stand back.
I want to try my hand at it. Could you step aside for a sec? Damn. The car's locked up as tight as a prison.
Come off the grass.
Huh? But I left to take a piss like an hour ago. Let me try something else. The big man rolled his shoulders and threw himself against the door with all his might. Gah. He groaned and stepped back, revealing he hasn't even left a mark on the door. What? That did nothing? There's another boy who's fallen. A girl, too. Why is everyone passing out?
Damn it.
Shit. Maybe it's got something to do with that bag we... Huh? The air around me has grown thick with a strange pungent smell. I could taste it, feel it sting in my eyes. Oh god, no. Don't. As a futile plea left my lips, I felt my strength trail away with it. Vows woven by stitches and needles. Prologue. I weakly opened my eyes. Above me was a concrete ceiling. Huh? It's a girl! Could it be that she's... No, she's still breathing. So she's asleep, just like I was? Kneeling down to her level, I reached out my hand to shake her. Hey, can you hear me? No response. Bringing my face closer to hers, I repeated the question. Hey, can you hear me? Why isn't she waking up? Damn it, do I actually have to... Holy! I was just testing you.
Huh?
Testing me? To see what you would do. It's not every day you find a body on the floor.
That's...
So you were awake that whole time?
Correct.
I woke up before you, yes. One can never know if they're in the presence of a friend or foe. Which is why I needed to see for myself how much I could trust you. Okay. By lying on the floor and making herself vulnerable? Jesus, she makes no sense. Hey, we've met before. On that train?
Yeah.
Things turned upside down not too long after you arrived. A strange smell started to come from that travel bag, and then everything turned black.
Right.
Right. Just what the hell was that?
Listen to me.
I think it was a chemical agent. The bag must have been equipped with a gas bomb or something. Someone clearly wanted to knock us out. Sure, I was thinking the same. But whose bag was it? Why did they want to knock us out? And why aren't we on the train anymore? Where are we?
Look at this.
Considering our surroundings, some sort of boiler room. As she raised a hand to push up her glasses, something large and metallic on her wrist caught my eye. It looked vaguely like a watch?
Eh?
Hey, what's that on your hand?
Well?
You tell me. It appears you have one as well.
Huh?
At those words, I looked down at my hand.
What the?
It doesn't look like a watch to me, it looks like some sort of cuff or something. Sure enough, I was wearing the same device. Hey, I'm not wearing this! As I grabbed a hold of the device and pulled, a tiny surge of electricity ran through my wrist.
How humiliating.
Sorry, I should have warned you. If you try taking it off, it shocks you. Thanks for the heads up. While you're standing there, the least you can do is give me your name. We didn't have much of a meeting on the train anyway. Damon Maitsu, Ultimate Debater. I'm a student at Eden's Garden Academy.
Interesting.
How interesting.
Eh?
What is? Thank you for telling me more than I asked for.
As for myself, you may call me Eva Tsunaka.
Eva Tsunaka. It's nice to meet you. I'm sure it is. What's your ultimate, though? Welcome to Project Eden's Garden. A lot has happened already, and I'm sure you're eager to investigate. But there are some things you should get acquainted with first. To access the trinket, or as Damon so colloquially put it, the watch, simply press the F1 key. To view past dialogue, press the F2 key. And to access observation mode, press the Enter key. Press the Enter key again to exit this mode. Oh, and use the WASD keys to pan around the room. If you ever need to revisit this information, check out the control panel. It's just one F3 key away. That's all for now. Go forth and explore. Alrighty. Staring at me from the corner of the room was an expensive-looking security camera. Had this been recently installed, it seemed better suited for a vault than a crappy boiler room.
Interesting.
You noticed that camera too?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really out of place. Do you think someone is watching us through it? Doesn't look like it's turned on, so I doubt it. I see. Perhaps that's for the best.
Eh?
What do you mean? If someone is watching us, it's possible they are the same person who put these wrist straps on us. She makes a decent point. There's a generator under the vent. Is this what's making the mechanical noise? Seeing it in the water put me a bit on edge. I was thinking of checking out the window above it, but now I'm not so sure. High up on the wall was a vent. What could be on the other side? Do you want to look through that? Yeah, I do.
Listen to me.
Alright, I have an idea, but it will take some physical effort.
Eh?
Like what?
Well,
Like getting on my shoulders.
Seriously?
I'm not doing that. If you get on my shoulders, it will give you a boost, and you can look through the window.
Fair.
Fair, but shouldn't I be the one giving you a boost? I don't think you could handle it. Saying this, she stooped in front of the generator and motioned for me to come over.
I'm talking.
Make sure to tuck your feet behind my back. I waded over to Ava and awkwardly positioned myself on her shoulders.
Are you sure you can do this?
I'm fine. Just look through the window already.
All right.
Well, do you see anything? Yeah, another vent. And a room just beyond it. I can't see what's inside the room though, but these vents are in the way. Taking a closer look at the boiler room vent, I noticed there were hinges bolted to the upper corners. Does this mean the vent can be opened? Wrapping my fingers around the grate in front of me, I pulled as hard as I could. Hey, I got it open. Can you see better now? Although the second vent still obstructed a lot of the room, I was able to make out the legs of tables and chairs. They were pretty fancy looking. It's the floor of some fancy room. We must be in a building with multiple levels. Weird that this vent opens into another room instead of outside. Huh? Just beyond the chairs, in the very corner of the room, there was something peeking out. A person's legs. I felt my chest tighten. Is he also passed out? Hello? Can you hear me? No response. Damn it, there's gotta be a way inside this room. Ava, can you let me down? There's someone in there. I think it's a guy. He's lying on the floor, and I'm pretty sure he's passed out. He might know something we don't. If we're not there when he wakes up, we might lose him. Upon leaving the room, I was greeted with an equally derelict hallway. Don't go running off without me.
Huh?
I've already inspected the rooms in this hallway, so you can just ignore them.
Eh?
Why did you do that?
You see,
While you were asleep. You weren't waking up, despite my best efforts, so I decided to investigate on my own. Hang on, your best efforts?
So,
Poking you in the face, dragging you by your feet. I even bridal carried you at one point. Not sure I can believe that. This floor didn't turn up anything useful, by the way. The rooms were just a bunch of storage closets, completely dilapidated, filled with random stuff. That was the case for every room?
it's the truth.
If you don't believe me, you can check for yourself. As my great-grandmother's brother's friend motivational calendar once said, you can't progress if you don't have the will to move. Please use the WASD keys to walk. Since you're in a hurry, hold down Shift to sprint. Last but not least, proceed with caution. You never know what could be hiding around the corner. I love how they have the witty tutorial figure still from the original Danganronpa. The upper floor was in a lot better condition than the one below, but that wasn't saying much. The room with the unconscious man should be above and adjacent to that boiler room. That means it must be on the other side of this hallway, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, given we walked away from the boiler room to get here. Alright, let's investigate. Oh, the body's gone, looks like. Wow, this is a pretty stylish looking place. It's a lot better maintained than the rest of the building. Okay, the vent should probably be...
Oi!
Yeah!
Huh?
Before I had a chance to react, the woman drove her fist directly into the side of my head. Who the hell are you? What the... who the hell are you?
Damn it.
Shit, why'd you just hit me? I'm not gonna embrace a stranger with open fucking arms. You could have been a murderer. So your instinct is to attack everything you see? Hey, I've already spared one guy in a suit. I'm not letting my guard down a second time.
Huh?
A guy in a suit? Hello.
Eh? Hello.
Hello. This guy, the outfit he's wearing.
So,
We've met before, haven't we?
Curious.
I was about to say, I recall seeing your faces on the train. Well, you were still knocked out by that sleeping gas stuff, right?
soybean!
Don't remind me, soybean.
Come again?
What? Yeah, that's right. I said it. You're a soybean, just like this loser next to me. I disagree, but we should focus on what happened on the train. I don't know what the fuck happened, but... one second I was on the train, the next I was surrounded by total darkness. The place was like a solitary confinement chamber. I thought I was gonna suffocate in there. What are you talking about?
See that?
See that pantry over there? Yeah? Turns out the door was unlocked.
Jeez.
You were inside that pantry? When she kicked open the door, I nearly jumped out of my skin. What the hell were you doing while she was in there? Waking up. Huh? Isn't it unfair? I got stuffed in some tiny pantry when this guy had the entire floor to himself. Whoever's responsible for this must have been jealous of my talent. What's with the dumb face? You know who I am, right? Was I supposed to? Uncultured swine.
My name's Grace Madison, Ultimate Golfer. Don't forget it, soybean.
Golfer. Interesting. What about you? Can you tell me your ultimate talent?
I'm Wolfgang Akere, the ultimate lawyer.
Wolfgang.
Here's my card.
Ultimate lawyer. Okay. You look confused. I am not confused. I look too young. Is that what you think?
I understand.
I get it a lot. Even Miss Madison said it.
Whatever you say.
'Cause it's true.
Hold on.
Well, don't you think the same could be said for yourself? I'm not wise in the way of sports, but I've always had the impression golf was an old man's business. Not that young women shouldn't take the reins. The sport's probably in need of a revival. It's a tough industry, but that's because we gotta fight for recognition, not sit around for 7 years and do F all. Sounds like the average high schooler, now that I think about it. Hey, How old were you when you started college?
No, thank you.
That's personal information I don't tend to disclose. Tuh, you're a piece of work, aren't you?
Hello.
Hello there.
Hello?
Are you talking to me?
No.
No, look behind you. Huh? Confused, I turned to see what has captured everyone's attention. Hello. For a second, I thought I was seeing things. Peeking at us from the corridor was a small girl. Who are you? What the? Is that a fucking gremlin?
Miss Madison!
Miss Madison, you'll scare her if you shout like that.
For your information,
For your information, I am not a gremlin. Did your mother never teach you manners? It's rude to backtalk strangers you haven't met. No way, the gremlin can talk? I just told you I'm not a gremlin. If we must make comparisons, I'd rather you liken me to something more elegant. For example, a kappa.
Really?
That's not much better.
Be careful.
Please be careful what you say to her. This girl seems awfully young.
Can't you see?
She doesn't seem young. She is young. Cowering behind a bunch of strangers, huh? Figures I didn't see it. Still, what the hell was it even doing on that train? Why are you referring to her as it? Rude. I do not appreciate your misguided comments about my age. I am a professional, just like the rest of you.
No.
You mean, you're an ultimate?
Is that really true?
I didn't think children could qualify as ultimates.
I am an ultimate!
Must I keep repeating myself? I'm not a child, I am a professional.
Jeez.
Well, what is it you're so good at? So you desire to know my talent, do you? Normally I decline further conversation with rude people like you. But given our circumstances, I shall be sanguine on the matter.
I am Toshiko Kaira, the ultimate matchmaker. Nice to meet you.
Matchmaker.
I suppose.
So you hooking people up, I guess? That's your thing? If I have things right, all 5 of us are on that train. What about the other people who boarded it? Do you think they've been kidnapped as well?
Indeed.
That is correct. Apart from us, there are 11 other people. 11. Counting us, that makes 16.
Correct.
That's the same number of people who are on the train.
Quite.
I've become well acquainted with them.
Filthy.
The only person I've been avoiding is the frustrating boy I woke up with. You wouldn't believe his manners. Speaking of, would you like to meet the others? I think they should know about you 4.
Very well.
That would be helpful, yes.
Wonderful.
Very well. I shall serve as your guide as we embark on this new journey.
Take this seriously.
Don't sound so happy about this. This is a kidnapping, not a college orientation. Then again, it's not like I would go to most orientations willingly. Maybe those 2 events aren't that different after all.
Well,
Where are the others right now? Obviously, they are outside of this building. There's an exit not too far from here. Follow me. Standing before us, bathed in the sunlight, was a massive Romanesque courtyard. Finally, some sunlight.
Damn.
This courtyard. I wonder if we can escape by climbing over the hedges. The hedges are tall, but if we try looking for a rope...
Hold on.
I doubt it's that easy. The devices we're wearing will probably shock us. Let's see if you're right.
Soybean!
Go on, Soybean. Climb the hedge.
Stop.
What the...
No.
Unfortunately, it's pointless to climb the hedges. How do you know? If you take a closer look at the sky, you should understand.
Eh?
The sky? Is it not real? Yes. Do you see anything strange? Anything strange? No, there's nothing standing out to... Wait. Huh? As my eyes tried to adjust the glare of the sun, I noticed that the shape of the clouds weren't normal at all. No. It's almost as if they were concave. The sky is curving inwards.
How can this be?
Could it be? Are we looking at a hologram?
Come on.
Of this size? No way. This gotta be a 360 projection or something. You mean the sky we're looking at is actually a video panorama? It sounded completely ridiculous when I said it out loud, but at the same time it made too much sense. If this is a 360 projection, wouldn't that mean we're inside some sort of dome? Such is the truth I have long recognized. That's...
Come off the grass.
Wait, you knew the sky was fake? Why'd you call this dump yard the great outdoors? It was for dramatic effect. In truth, I haven't seen natural sunlight since the moment I woke up here.
A cause for concern.
No sunlight. You really didn't see any windows in this building?
No.
No, none at all. Huh? Above the inane chatter, I heard a quiet, high-pitched noise, sort of like a mouse squeak. It was so unlike the current conversation, it automatically stood out. Hey, can you guys stop talking for a second? Hmm? Is there a problem?
Yeah.
Do you hear that?
Eh?
Hear what? It almost sounded like... whimpering?
Strike me pink.
Wait, I just heard it!
Oi, you.
Hey, who the hell's crying? Quit hiding and come talk to us. Do ignore the shrew. Her bark is worse than her bite. Who are you calling a shrew?
Be careful.
To the girl that is crying. Please excuse my friend here. None of us are here to hurt you, so I think you should come out. Hiding will only make you more scared.
You think?
Do you really think that's going to convince them? Hello.
Eh?
Hello. I wasn't,
Hello.
How about you tell us your name first?
Eloise Tellner. I'm the ultimate fencer. It's really
Cool.
nice to meet you all, even if it doesn't seem like it.
Eloise. This is the girl we need to protect, right? Got it. Ultimate fencer, was it?
Strange.
That's strange. Someone who's prolific at fighting shouldn't have reason to hide from people.
That's not...
Actually, it doesn't focus as much on courage as people think. The key to fencing is the ability to predict your opponent's moves, along with having the agility to avoid them. Acting brash may get you the first move, but it's a steady, analytical mind that secures the win. That's kind of impressive.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I get really excited when it comes to the subject, so I can't help but gush. Were you the only people in that building, by the way? Mm-hmm. Miss Kayura is currently introducing us to everyone else. Would you like to join?
Maybe...
I think I want to stay where I am.
Very well.
Very well. When I meet the others, I'll tell them to gather here. That way you won't be alone. Also, if everyone's together, we can discuss our next course of action. Yeah, I'll wait here if it makes things easier for everyone.
Many thanks.
Many thanks, Miss Tolner. Compared to before, she looked a lot calmer. Wolfgang knew how to handle the situation pretty well. Or maybe he just knows how to handle people in general. He is a lawyer, I guess. Oh, hi. Hello. I am digging the hair. A guy was leaning against the hedge with his hands in his pockets.
Nice.
Looks like you found some friends.
Indeed.
Indeed. Why don't you say hello? He looked at us and waved. I resisted the urge to wave back.
Pay attention!
Have you no manners? Talk to them!
All good.
Alright, my bad. Clearly amused, he stood up straight and faced us.
Don't worry about it.
Sorry about that. I didn't mean to act like a dick. Today's just been all over the place for me. Not an excuse, I know.
I suppose
I suppose we can forgive you, if you give us your name. Easy enough?
I'm Desmond Hall. They call me the ultimate marksman.
You've been in the woods hunting and shit? With all of those weapons, I must ask. You haven't killed anyone, have you?
Whoa!
Whoa, never. I realize my talent may leave some people on edge, but I only practice on stationary targets. Moving targets are really outside of my comfort zone.
Believe me.
Believe me, I've never taken a human life.
I see.
I sure hope that doesn't change. I see. Good to know. So, where's your partner? We all had one to my knowledge. Oh, you mean the pirate guy? He was... well... he was fine. harmless for the most part, just a little too extreme for me to be around. In situations like this, I prefer to keep to myself. I know that sounds less cooperative, but you know. Also,
Yeah.
excuse me, pirate guy? There's an ultimate pirate? Huh. I would like to know the context behind that pirate title.
It's gotta be that one freaky dude on the train, right? The buff one with the dragon tattoo?
Yup.
Yep, that's your man. He went through the door over there, so
I got to see him.
Totally.
you have fun with that. Just saying, the guy's a little out there.
Everyone else must be in the building up ahead. Perhaps they are discussing something.
My.
Let's head over and find out, shall we?
Holy hell! Is that a tree? That thing has to be like 60 feet tall or something.
A sight to behold, isn't it?
That's not it.
Let's not get too excited. It's only a tree.
This bitch.
Ava bent down and crushed one of the fallen leaves in her hands. I didn't hear any crunching or tearing.
Interesting.
This is a faux tree.
Impossible!
Impossible! How could someone possibly manufacture a tree of this size?
Look at this.
If it's real, explain why these leaves don't make any noise when I break them. That expression said it all. Yes, we should familiarize ourselves with the other people who are currently here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's the only thing we do right now. Alright, we got a bunch of new characters we need to find out about. Let's get straight to it. Starting with you.
Oi, I want to talk to you for a second.
Huh?
You're a pirate, right? Shiver me timbers, ahoy matey. That kind of pirate, right?
Pirate!
Hey?
Eh?
I'm not a pirate. I'm a ship captain. There's a huge difference. Huh. For guys like me, that pirate nonsense is a tired stereotype.
Watch it.
Pirates live off stealing and causing trouble. We ship captains are nothing like those lowlives. I know the seas like the back of my hand. Every river and waterway within the north and southern waters.
I'm the king of the seas, hero of the storms. I am Jean de la Mer.
I like this guy. He got energy. And he built.
You know every river and waterway. Is that really true?
Yep, I've studied every map I possibly can. Of course, I haven't actually been everywhere. According to a stingy little thing called Border Patrol, that's known in some parts as trespassing. I may be king of the seas, but I am not above the law.
I suppose that's good enough.
It may interest you to know that people are gathering outside the building Miss Kayura explored. We want everyone together so we can discuss what to do next. Would you like to join?
Good to know.
Always good to keep people on the same wavelength. See you there, mate.
That guy's a prick. Not at all what I expected.
Funny, he was every bit as dumb as his appearance.
Hey, lay off my man, alright?
Who are you? I remember you from the train, of course, but who are you?
What's this? More friends?
Stop.
Let's not go that far. I don't even know your name or talent yet.
Wait just a sec.
Then, let me tell you.
Hi, my name is Ingrid Grimwall, and I'm the ultimate blacksmith.
Female blacksmith? Hell yeah, love to see that.
Shut up, Bismuth.
Is it anything like how movies depicted? Have you ever made swords out of molten metal?
Not just swords, but tools, armor, statues. If you can name it, I can forge it. God, these accents are gonna fucking kill me, Jesus Christ.
So, how has your kind not gone extinct?
Oh,
Extinct?
Made it redundant by technology.
Can't you see?
Aren't there ways to make specialized weapons without overworking yourself?
well, I don't like
Against
to
modern
admit it.
machines, it's true that I'm not an equal match. Because I think I'm better than them. Those hunks of metal may look cool, but their creations lack the human touch. You gotta keep things natural, traditional. That's where truly amazing things happen.
Now, would you look at that?
And my creation touches the heart. It's better than anything made by machine, imperfections be damned.
My.
Ooh.
Better than machines, huh? People have always told me my skills were impressive, but I meant to be compared to a computer or something. How come a blacksmith can achieve that sort of acclaim before me? God, you're such an attention-hungry prick. Jesus Christ. Oof. So you all got caught up in this too, did you? I remember seeing the 5 of you on that train. You're really ultimate students, huh?
Correct.
We wouldn't have been on that train if it weren't.
Just making sure.
I know the education sector had low standards, but are they just handing out titles to anyone who asks?
Jeez.
What the hell's your damage?
Huh? Right, that's it.
What's the matter?
I know this bitch.
As in, personally?
Nah, she's the harlot that's been ruining my magazines. Ever since her interview with Rich People Digest, her stupid success stories have been plastered everywhere. Youngest ever self-made billionaire, pioneer of the agriculture industry. Blah. This is news to you? Anyone knows about Winona.
Winona?
That would be my name, yes.
Although, many call me the ultimate entrepreneur. Origins aside, it's one good title.
Entrepreneur. The fit goes kinda hard too. Fuck with the code heavy. No wonder she gave off such an intense aura. This girl probably has enough money to buy an entire country.
Why would a billionaire need to attend a school like Eden's Garden Academy? I thought it would be an opportunity to make connections with the well-established geniuses of my generation.
Nasty.
Now that I'm aware of the lax admissions process, I'm leaving the first chance I get.
And not because you've been kidnapped.
Yo! I'm Cassidy Amber, the ultimate pro gamer. Don't forget it, Kay.
Okay, that was quick. Pro gamer. Sick.
Very nice.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is, the best Danganronpa character was a gamer, so I have high expectations of her. Jumping right into an introduction. I like it.
Yep.
Making good first impression is key to grabbing the attention of your viewers. Especially if you have over 20 million of them. Gotta earn that watch time.
Oh god, she's a content creator. Never mind, she might be horrible.
Is that really
Kidding.
true?
Do you guys know if this place has internet? I promised my comrades my stream schedule wouldn't change after starting school. So I'm kind of freaking out.
Come again?
Your comrades.
Hey!
Cassidy's comrades. They're the biggest fan community on the internet.
She must mean her followers, being a streamer and all. It would definitely explain the hat.
Curious.
You must be very wealthy then. I've heard that popular streamers earn a lot of money, especially from subscriber donations.
Indeed.
There are many stories about young men falling prey to the infamous tiered subscription. They are rendered forever unmarriageable. Such a shame. So, how many suckers have you swindled? With such a large fan base, you must be ranking in the dough.
She's... Okay, first of all, that look is kind of insane. She doesn't earn money, does she? That's kind of crazy.
The hell?
What's wrong with your face?
I see how it is.
You think the only motivation is money, don't ya?
Hey?
Well, duh. Why else would you be a streamer?
Bourgeoisie scum.
Typical bourgeois scum. Whoa! I stream for the betterment of the human race. As the leader of Cassidy's comrades, it's my duty to redistribute most of my earnings to the masses.
You mean you give away all your money?
Yep.
I do tons of expensive and generous stunts on my channel. Most of it is for charity, but sometimes it's for random subscribers.
My genius is almost frightening.
One time, I bought a spaghetti factory and donated it to a public school. Those kids will never have to pay for lunch again.
They've probably gotten sick of eating pasta every day. Alright, what's your deal?
Come on!
Come on, man, just say something. Come on, please? Pretty please?
So harsh.
So harsh. What was your name?
Hi.
Hey.
It figures.
Oh, it's more people.
How's it slipping and sliding?
Hey there.
Oi!
What's the matter with him?
Yeah, I don't know. I spent ages trying to get this guy's name, but he won't say anything.
It's simple.
If he's being a weirdo about it, just ignore him. Who are you anyway? Who am I?
The name's Jet Dawson. Ultimate Drag Racer. Nice to meet you, shrimp.
That explains the fit, I suppose. I do like the ears, though. The ears are very nice.
Aren't you warm in that suit?
There is no way he just did the Scooby laugh. Oh my god. Are you confused? There's a fan inside the back of my helmet that emits cool air. Kinda like the fans and car seats that cool your butt.
Let's rock and roll!
Isn't that super rad? But the way he yells every word could make anything sound like a big deal.
Meh.
Only issue is they don't extend to the rest of my suit.
Get a grip,
Then stop wearing the suit.
What?
And walk around naked?
dumbass!
I meant wear different clothes.
So,
You should also have an ultimate talent, correct?
well,
Would you mind sharing it?
My name's Mark Bursky. I produce music.
Cool. So, a music producer?
Yeah,
Ultimate music producer.
but, it's mostly bad remixes and stuff.
My man!
No man, your music is wicked good.
Really?
You know my songs?
Not a chance!
Nope. Do I even have to? You're the ultimate music producer. That just about says it all.
moving on.
So you think you don't deserve your ultimate title? Interesting. To be honest, it feels a lot like an extreme haunt. Do you know what that is? No, I don't.
It figures.
Figures. You don't look the type.
Hey,
Meaning?
You following?
Anyway, extreme haunts are really intense horror attractions. Think a haunted house crossed with a survival horror game.
Oh boy.
Staff will chuck you into underground tunnel systems, trap you in coffins, anything to scare you. I'm pretty good with coffins, not so much the tunnels.
that's not important.
What's this got to do with us?
Catch my drift?
You see, there's a couple places that are known for starting their haunts with a simulated kidnapping.
Eh?
For real?
To make it feel real as possible, they'll even take you when you least expect it. Thing is, they can't just jump anybody. You gotta consent first.
The hell? I never agreed to being kidnapped.
Come off the garage.
Extreme haunts, eh? Heh. People know better than to involve me in that crap.
Maybe we consented to our kidnapping without realizing.
Eh?
Huh?
For example, the letters we received from the Academy. Is it possible those invitations were actually consent forms in disguise?
Really?
Don't tell me. You actually believe this guy?
Correct.
Given what we've seen so far, I'd wager anything is possible. Oops, I'm really sorry for hurting your feelings. I'll give your content a try. Who knows? I might really like it.
Man.
If you don't like me from the start, you're never gonna like me.
Hi.
Hey, you two.
Wait.
Huh?
Over here.
Oh crap, new guy, over here.
Huh?
What?
You boarded the train before things went all crazy, right? Check it out. Me and the new guy, together again.
Stop.
Stop acting like we're friends. I don't even know you.
You're just messing with me.
That's a joke, right?
What is?
You know, that thing you just said.
Hey.
Maybe you've heard my name before. Does Kai Montiago ring a bell?
Hey.
Come on, Kai Montiago? Something of an artist? Something of an entrepreneur?
Very funny.
He's an influencer. A really big influencer.
Nope. Doesn't ring a bell.
Ouch. Right in the ego. I thought I already lost all faith in humanity before coming to this dump. But
Kai Montiago, ultimate influencer.
You don't recognize the dumbass? Must be nice.
Huh?
You two?
Yes.
Guy's the cancer of the internet. You disagree with him on one thing, and he'll sick his army of underage followers on you.
Oh god.
He's a dictator with a trendy fit.
another day, another drama.
Dictator? Sheesh. You naysayer types are always so overdramatic.
Whatever.
Don't listen to her, new guy. This chick's just recycling other people's propaganda.
Are you done?
You're one to talk. Check yourself in the mirror before crying propaganda.
See that?
Yeah, huh? I see you're no stranger to photo editing. I'm kinda impressed. No one would ever guess that you had the face of a horse.
Damn. And the tears returned as quickly as they vanished.
Hey, leave Guy alone. He may not be the nicest person in the room, but can't you see you're hurting his feelings?
Ugh.
You can get over it.
Anyway,
what about you? Can you give me your name and talent?
Oh, sure.
I'm Diana Venecia, your local cosmetologist. If you're ever in need of a makeover, I'll work my magic. Just ask.
I see you got the little bag with you. Cool. Is that it? You're just a makeup artist?
For your information.
Not just a makeup artist, the makeup artist.
What?
Indeed.
Diana is the biggest beautician in Hollywood. She's relatively new to the public sphere, but word of her talent has been dominating social media.
A makeup artist and an influencer. Were this any other academy, I wouldn't bat an eye. The Ultimate Talent Program is a shell of itself. It'll hand out ultimate titles to anyone who asks. But Eden's Garden Academy said it was above that. It said it prioritized academic talent. And now, it thinks I'm on par with those two? Listen, all I'm gonna say is you don't know what these guys have been through, or their background, so shut your ass up. A boy was silently observing the space around him and jotting things down in a notebook.
Hello?
Hey, you.
The hell?
So, sorry. I dozed off for a bit there.
A cause for concern.
You have terrible eye bags. Have you not been getting enough sleep? Getting knocked down on that train was the most sleep I've gotten in a week. Thankfully, that little girl woke me up before I wasted too much time.
Interesting. A boy with a snake tie, a girl with a white uniform, a man with a dapper suit.
Oi, you!
Oi, what are you doing?
Excuse me.
A very loud woman with a visor.
Are you writing about us?
I make sure to record all of my daily happenings. There's no way I'd remember it all otherwise. Oh, this dude got crazy ADHD, okay. In some fashion,
Note-taking is just one of my many responsibilities.
My name is Ulysses Wilhelm, and I'm the ultimate historian.
Ah, okay.
Please make note of that for future reference.
Historian, interesting. A fellow scholar, much like myself.
Jeez.
Shouldn't an ultimate historian be good at memorizing stuff?
Yes.
Yes, I'm perfectly proficient at remembering historical facts. This notebook is just for more frivolous information. Stuff like shopping lists, classmate birthdays, when to brush my teeth.
Filthy.
Such excellent memory wasted on menial trivia. You probably couldn't even remember the date of your wedding anniversary unless you wrote it down.
Unfortunately.
I think that's the same for most men.
So, what do you do as the ultimate historian?
As of now, I work at the Patawomac River Museum in Senakamaka?
I direct one of the exhibits there, the Cold War era. When I'm not giving tours, I'm studying primary source documents in my office. No wonder you can't get any sleep. If you can stay awake while reading all those boring history books, there's definitely something wrong with you.
History isn't for everyone, I'm aware, but it's important knowledge nevertheless. Those who fail to learn from history are doomed to sound stupid when arguing on the internet. True.
That's not how the saying goes.
It isn't, but I updated it to coincide with more modern values. I thought it was funny.
Right.
Humor is subjective. So, any clue what's going on here?
What if...
We're being pranked, 100%.
Oh.
This would be a really elaborate prank.
No, seriously.
Some people have the money for it. Whatever it is, I'm killing the prick who's responsible.
Unsurprisingly, that didn't seem to be getting anywhere. Toshiko turned and squinted at me.
His name seems to be escaping me. Perhaps you might know Wolfgang Grace?
I'm not too
I have no idea.
Fuck if I know his name.
Broski.
He told me, I'm pretty sure. It's Mark, right? Hehe, my bad. I've got a habit of mixing you sort of guys together.
Oi!
Oi, what are you waiting for? Tell us your name already.
Damon Maitsu, Ultimate Debater.
A debater?
Ooh, so like a bargain bin lawyer? That's...
Grace Madison, Wolfgang Akire, Damon Maitsu. Who else is left? You.
Hiya.
Come on, darling, you can do it.
See?
Yes, share your name.
Ava.
Oof.
Just Ava?
Just like my video game.
Like the spy?
Ava Sunaka.
That's a very pretty name.
Now would you look at that?
Finally elegant, isn't it? Hehe. Well, let's not get off topic. What's your talent, Ava?
That's...
You either don't remember or you don't have one. Now that she mentioned it, I'm pretty sure you never told me your talent. What's up with that? I told you mine. It's only fair you tell me yours.
Ultimate liar.
Oh. Okay. Whatever that means.
That's so funny. So, like, what's your actual talent?
Deal with it.
That's it. I mean, to be fair, you did introduce yourself as the ultimate liar, so maybe you are lying about your talent. And you're just, you know, building up on the lie by, you know, doing what you're doing now.
What?
Good to know.
Didn't know lying was something you could be the best at. You learn something new every day. You actually believe her? How is someone supposed to make a career out of lying?
Now.
Easy. Get a job in marketing.
It's the truth.
It's just what I am.
How can that be?
Is that supposed to be your explanation?
But that's... I mean, if you're the best at lying, how are we supposed to believe anything you say? As he sputtered those last few words, we all turned to Ava expectantly. That was when it happened. Uh-oh. Now we're being introduced to our mascot character. Okay, who is it?
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3.
That's not Monokuma's voice.
Can everyone hear me? Yes? Great! Good morning, my amicable student friends.
Greetings, sheeple of Shibuya.
First off, allow me to apologize. I realize the ride here was a bumpy one, especially for ultimates such as yourselves. But expect things to be different within these halls. Yes, it is my pleasure and privilege to welcome you all to Eden's Garden Academy. May this be the beginning of a wondrous journey.
Doubt it.
Did he just say we're at Eden's Garden Academy?
No.
We can't be.
You think?
No kidding, this place looks nothing like a school.
Stop talking so loud.
I want to hear this.
I'm sure you're on the edge of your seats waiting for a proper orientation. But there's one more thing to do before we can meet face to face. It won't take very long. All I ask is that you enter the building across from me. From there, we can begin preparations for a formal introduction. Until then, farewell.
I must take note of this.
That was certainly interesting.
Whack.
Couldn't agree more. Whack.
Somebody explain.
Do you think he's the person that brought us here?
You following?
Yo, what if he set up the sleeping gas on this train?
Bit complicated.
And that travel bag? How do you reckon he snuck it on?
Guys.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're not going to skip the part he just said about the building, are we? He wants us to go inside. What do you think? Should we?
Hell no!
Hell no! I'm not waltzing right in there just for me to die or something. Die? You think we're going to be harmed?
Hold on.
If our captors wanted to kill us, we'd already be dead. What would the point of killing us now?
Reactions, I guess? I don't know. I'm not a psychopath.
How should I put it?
If it calls for it, what if we walk in together as one big group? When you know someone is looking out for you, things can be a lot less scary.
Aye, she's got a point. The only way we can progress is if we face the problem head on.
Soybean.
Easier said than done, soybean. I suppose that makes sense, but isn't it too naive? There's nothing wrong with a bit of optimism from time to time. Let's just try it, okay? Alright. We gathered around the entrance, none of us willing to be the first to walk through. Eventually, I mustered enough willpower to push the doors open. A dead body? Whoa! Oh, I didn't hear the Okay, cool. In front of me lay the battered, bloody body of a young woman. Damn.
What?
Is that girl dead? Why is there a dead body? What happened?
There's no way.
Is this another student?
Holy
Shit, what the shit? Dining hall people, you were in the building before. Tell us what's going on.
Dude!
Yeah, why didn't you mention this other girl?
The hell?
I never even saw her.
Really?
Huh? You were there too, Bargain Bin? Don't even. As more panicked shouts filled the corridor, Ava silently walked over to the body.
Oi!
What are you doing? Ignoring Grace's question, she crouched down beside the dead girl and poked her in the face.
What the? You...
The fuck is wrong with you? Stop that!
Strange.
It's not real.
Eh?
This girl, she's just a dummy. A dummy?
How?
No, that's definitely a real body.
You're crazy!
Didn't you just say you were a liar? Why should we believe you?
It's the truth.
If you don't believe me, inspect it yourself. If no one else is offering, I can do it. Wait, him?
Are we ready?
Well, how does that sound to everyone? We turned to look at each of us. I had my reservations, but when his gaze met mine, my lips instantly showed shut. The look he gave me, it was unexpectedly intense.
Okay.
Yes, you can do it. The pirate casually approached the body and knelt beside it. Then, just like Ava,
I'll be damned.
would you look at that? She's right. It is a dummy.
For real?
Say what?
How did she know it was a fake?
You see?
My intuition. Also, a corpse would smell. This doesn't smell.
Dude, no!
As if! Could you be any more suspect?
That ain't it.
Not just that. There's something under the dummy.
Huh?
What is it?
A tablet. John rose from the ground and turned around to face us. Sure enough, he was holding a tablet. It was slid under the dummy. There's no blood on it as far as I can tell.
Nice hiding place.
Aye.
Aye. Wouldn't have noticed if I hadn't taken a closer look. He pressed a button, then walked over and held the tablet up for us to see.
Oh, it's loading something.
After a few seconds, the loading symbol vanished. In its place was a photo of a girl. Kara Koskinen. She was stabbed in the torso 28 times. The victim also suffered chemical burns to the head. The most noticeable burns are to her eyes and scalp. Cause of death is blood loss. Time of death is unknown. It reads like a body report. Jeez, took you long enough to find that tablet. Ahem. Long ago, a heinous murder was committed. And the victim so happened to be an ultimate, much like yourselves.
What?
Before you is a perfect reconstruction of the crime scene, as well as an effigy of the victim with the appropriate injuries. It was quite emotionally draining to craft that dummy. It served as a strong reminder of what was lost. She was such a nice girl. So much potential lost to violence.
What is this man playing at?
Anyway, it is your responsibility to figure out the details of her death. The surrounding area, the murder weapon, how she reacted in her final moments, etc. Oh, but don't worry about finding the murderer's identity. He's already right in front of you. See that gray man on the tablet screen? Yup, that's your guy. Please investigate the crime scene and gather as many clues as you can. After a certain period of time, you will be asked to present your findings to me. Believe me, it is in your best interest to put your full effort into this. Have fun, everyone.
Investigation? What the hell?
Back off.
Fuck, enough of this already. I don't want any part of this. Stop telling me what to do. Grace grabbed a large chunk of rock from the floor and ran over to the speaker. Screaming in obscenity, she pulled her hand as far back as she could.
Brutal!
No way! Was that the watch?
Trying to destroy private property. That's a zap.
Fuck. Fuck you! Fuck! I don't know about all this. Will that man really let us go if we investigate?
Stay calm.
We won't know if we continue standing around like this. For now, all we can do is take the risk and do as he says. He's right. I need to brace myself and follow the directions I've been given. Investigation start. Look at this one. Why is a gun next to her if she was stabbed? That's my question. Our captors gave us a lot of information about this victim. To their credit, what's written on the tablet seems accurate, but I should inspect the body just in case. Damn it. It's just a doll, demon. Stop hesitating. The initial sight of the doll shocked me so much I completely overlooked this rifle. Inspecting it now, I realized something. If the victim was stabbed, why was a rifle near her body? That rifle. Could you step back a bit? I'm curious about something.
No.
What? No, Before I could finish my sentence, John walked over to where I was and picked up the gun.
Hey.
Hey, you're messing with the crime scene. Ignoring me, he released the magazine of the gun with surprising ease. From the top of the magazine protrude a loaded bullet.
I see.
Huh. That's interesting. This rifle hasn't even been used. Definitely a dangerous thing to have around. I'll put it down and guard it so nobody gets any smart ideas. Better than him holding it. Assault rifle has been added to the truth bullet section of Richinka. Maybe the killer thought he was going to use the rifle, but maybe she tried to disarm the assailant, and then you had to use other measures like the knife, which I assume would be the murder weapon. A bloody knife lay next to the victim. It's safe to say this must be the murder weapon. Bloody knife has been added to the truth bullet section of her trinket. Her hands have blood on them. Her hands were surprisingly clean, all things considered. There were no other marks or injuries apart from her nails. It looked like there was dried blood underneath them. Why was there blood under her nails but not the rest of her hand? Victim's hands had been added to the truth bullet section of her trinket.
Hey, check out what's behind this door.
Saying that, she stepped away from the corner.
Right.
It's a ladder. Doesn't seem like there's anything strange about it. Why was this brought to my attention again?
Dude, not cool.
I'm disappointed in you.
Huh?
So hackney.
You call that thing a ladder? It's so obviously a stepladder.
Seriously?
That's an Ace Attorney reference. Aren't they practically the same thing?
Pardon me.
I have to agree with Miss Amber. Everyone knows an ace investigator must record his evidence as accurately as possible. See how they said ace? Ace? Ace Attorney? You get it? That's certainly what the victim would want.
Blah, a guy that doesn't get my references is no fun to be around. I'm gonna check out the peeps outside. Smell you later, lawyer man.
She's already out of here? Did she investigate anything besides that stupid ladder? Ah, the devs are clever. I love that. It's a bucket. A pretty typical thing to find inside a janitor's closet. But why is it randomly lying here? There's nothing inside it, except... What is the smell? It smelled like bleach. Bucket has been into the truth bullet section of your trinket. Hello. Alright everyone, that's time. Look at you all. You investigated the crime scene so well. It's enough to bring a tear to my eye. Jokes aside, please meet by the elevator for the class trial. You should find it somewhere around the tree of ignorance. Don't make me wait too long. I might start getting zap happy. See you soon. Class trial? What the hell does that mean?
Oi, what the hell's a class trial? Your guess is as good as mine.
Duh.
Obviously, we're going to court.
What?
Court?
What?
He's going to put us on trial.
Listen to me.
Maybe that's where we'll talk about the clues we found.
Just saying.
It makes sense for our current situation. Investigation, clues, files. What else could that stuff be for?
Well put.
Good point. It does seem oddly similar to court procedures. Obviously, we're missing key suspects and witnesses, but they don't seem to be relevant to this case anyway. At the base of the tree was a marble bust depicting a figure in a creepy mask. There were cracks all over the mask, and one of the eyes was even missing. How old must this thing be?
What you doing?
You noticed the statue too, don't you?
Huh?
Huh? Oh yeah.
You alright?
What's up with the statue?
There's definitely something whack about it. I just can't put my finger on what.
Look.
The mask is broken. There's a piece missing.
But...
Is that weird? The statue is probably like super old.
It makes sense it'd be cracking and stuff.
I'm talking.
No, this definitely seems intentional.
Wait.
Like it's crappy on purpose. Even so, it's not relevant to the elevator, is it?
Well, you know.
What about...
Maybe if we find the piece and place it back on the statue, something will happen. Like a puzzle-solving game.
That sounds kind of far-fetched, but it wouldn't hurt to try.
Sounds easy.
You saying we gotta look around for the other part of the mask? Hold on to your butts, cause I got the eyes of a predator.
Whatever.
This isn't a compet... Never mind.
With that, everyone started to search the tree again.
Oi, everyone! I found it!
They gathered around Grace to see what she was holding.
Nice.
Nice, that must be it.
What should we do with it? Should we just stick it back in the mask?
Leave it to me.
Probably, yeah. I'll take care of it.
Soybean!
Back off, Hercules! You ain't the one who found it.
Grace brought the piece over to the statue and slotted it right into the mask. And then, nothing happened.
Fail.
Oh, that was anticlimactic.
Click. Suddenly, the ground we were standing on began to shake.
Golly!
Oh, golly!
Are we about to die? So that's the elevator. The tree itself.
Yo, I was right!
Whoa!
That actually worked? A fucking secret passageway in a tree. I never thought I'd see that. The Tree of Knowledge, a symbol of sentience, intuition, and understanding, exists here only as a barren replica. The Tree of Ignorance emulates the wonder of nature, but does not achieve it. And justly so, for ignorance often aspires to be seen as wisdom.
Game over, man! Game over!
Oh god, now he's spitting random philosophy. We're so fucked.
This is an elevator.
I see. The elevator is underneath the tree.
Reckless investments, I'm telling you.
With a rumble, the elevator began its ascent. We stood in silence, 16 worried strangers plummeting into the unknown. That's what we were after all. Random people thrown into this horrible place. And for what? Some twisted man's game? A fake crime scene? An investigation? A creepy statue? An elevator in a tree? None of this was the work of your average kidnapper. This was something much bigger, and in no way could it be connected to Eden's Garden Academy. Or so you think. And here we are in the trial room. In front of us was a large circular hall supported by marble pillars. In the center of the room, 16 podiums had been arranged into a circle. Were those for us? Welcome everyone! I hope you enjoyed the elevator ride, even if it was a bit quick. As you can see, this is the trial room. Each podium has a name on it. Find your designated podium and stand there until I give out further instructions.
However...
And if we don't comply?
Then I'll zap you, of course.
Back off.
Not this sapping shit again.
Just face it, Miss Medicine. We have to go along with his demands. Looks like there's a few smart ones in the pack, eh? Well, come along now. We don't have all day. Aw, shit. I love these like little portraits before the class trial, just seeing everyone's expressions and all that. Cool. Scanning the faces around me, everyone wore similar expressions. Discomfort, anger, worry, it didn't end. We've been kidnapped and forced to play as pawns in some inane game. No free will, no choice in our actions. Look at dude chilling, bro. He's big chilling with his arms crossed behind his head. All we could do was move forward. We had to hope for an escape. A way to run from this twisted place. We had to solve this murder case.
Let's begin with a brief explanation of the class trial.
Yay, these are voiced. So I can give my voice a break.
Explain how the murder took place. Using evidence you've gathered during the investigation, you will argue what you believe happened to the victim. Should you all agree on the right answer, you will be free to leave this place. Should you all agree on the wrong answer, well, you'll find out. That's all there is to it. Have fun, everybody.
Somebody, get me out of here.
If this is something we must discuss, I know a good place to start.
Get me out of here, 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 get me out of here! Somebody get me out of here!
Damn, that's a sap. And she's gone.
What happened to her? Oh, shit! They fried her brain!
Calm down, it's only a shock. She won't suffer any permanent side effects. If I wanted to see the brain dead bigger, I'd just turn on the telly. On that note, please, carry on.
Holy shit, the people running this thing are playing around.
As you were saying, Wolfgang?
Right. The way I see it, the objective of this
By the way, can I get like a seat with this thing?
Oh, brother.
I'm just gonna be an onlooker. It's only fair.
You're seriously not going to contribute?
What am I even supposed to do?
Put your detective hat on, buddy. We're here to solve a mystery.
Yeah, who murdered that dummy chick, right?
Not who murdered her, how they murdered her.
Did that tablet not explain it?
It listed her wounds, yes, but it didn't explain how they were inflicted.
Probably because it's so obvious.
But, Miss Amber, you didn't even read the tablet.
And I don't have to.
Would you look at that? A debate's already underway.
Still knocked out. I suppose she won't be contributing much, either. These guys are clearly confused. I need to stop them before they arrive at the wrong conclusion. Oh gosh, do you hear that? That's the sound of a non-stop debate approaching. During non-stop debates, your classmates will speak one after another without interruption. Okay, so this. Okay, cool. Cycle through bullets with the wheel. Okay, view truth bullets, cycle through bullets, concentrate. That's important. Fast forward. That's also important. Students may say things that contradict the truth, and it's your job to determine which statements must be broken in order to progress the trial. For your ammo, you have been armed with the truth bullets you gathered during the investigation. Truth bullets that are relevant to the debate will be loaded into your truth cylinder. Use the mouse to aim your reticle and right-click to fire. You'll want to aim for words highlighted in gold. Those are the weak spots. A lie or contradiction may be hiding within a weak spot. Carefully compare your classmates' statements to the evidence you have gathered, and use the correct truth bullet to destroy the relevant weak spots. If things are flying by too fast, use the spacebar to concentrate. This will temporarily slow down time. Speaking of time, be sure not to run out of it. That's an automatic game over. Not that someone of your caliber will ever fail. Non-stop debate. Oh shit. Here we go. It's a big moment here.
The mystery was never about who killed Kara, but how she died.
Is that true?
Objection! It's obvious what the murder weapon was.
Usually I like to let the whole thing play before I start shooting. Yeah.
But the body was pretty bloody.
And what could have spilt that blood? Besides that big, scary gun!
Ah,
I see what we need to shoot, huh?
there was a gun.
You hear that, liar man? She agrees.
The boy was too stunned to speak. The loudest voices in the room aren't always the smartest. Fortunately, an uninformed argument is never difficult to shoot down.
Big, scary gun!
No, that's wrong!
Look at that, our very first counter. A monumental moment, truly.
Cassidy, can you stop butting in? You barely investigated the crime scene to begin with.
Whoa, what? I searched that place from top to bottom.
Alright, then tell me, how was a fully loaded assault rifle used as the murder weapon?
That's easy. It wasn't. Obviously, the shooter reloaded their gun to full capacity. Any smart shooter could tell you that. Right, Desmond?
Why are you bringing me into this?
Except, the victim suffered multiple stab wounds to the torso. If a gun was fired, not only should the body have had bullet wounds, but there would be shell casings from the fired bullets. We saw neither at the crime scene.
Details. If the gun didn't do that, chicken, what was the actual murder weapon?
The actual murder weapon? It's obvious. Alright, gotta make a choice here. The door, the ladder, the knife, the bucket. Obviously the knife.
I got it.
But I'm curious to see what those other options are, just for funny dialogue.
The bloody knife. It's just so blatantly obvious. It was literally right next to the victim's body.
Cam's razor gotta ruin everything.
Interesting.
Oh, she's so
Both
dumb.
the
I
knife
love
and the
her.
rifle were present at the crime scene, but only the knife was used.
Kind of weird choosing the inferior weapon.
Nothing beats the sting of a sharpened blade.
If the killer didn't use the rifle, why was it at the crime scene?
Maybe it came from inside the closet.
Don't see why you'd be storing a gun in a janitor's closet.
Man, I don't know. What if it's not even related to the murder?
Oh, and here I thought you said you wouldn't contribute. You're actually talking.
Of course it's related. It's covered in blood.
Oh no. Everyone's starting to yell.
This debate's getting out of control fast. I need to say something. Oh shit, we got multiple.
To reiterate, both the rifle
Oh, I see
and
blue.
the knife were next to the victim's body.
Yet they opted for the knife. Odd choice.
I bet that gun didn't even work. These days, it's all about aesthetics over effectiveness.
That's like your opinion, lady.
If the gun was broken, then the killer would have no reason to bring it with them. And yet, they did.
Watch it be for the aesthetic.
It's easy to assume the killer was the one holding the gun, but considering the details of the victim's death, I'm inclined to think otherwise.
To reiterate, both the rifle and the knife.
Broken?
Oh.
No, that's wrong!
I will say, besides maybe like the gun firing at the weak spot,
Stop that thought right
animations,
there. If we keep
pretty
assuming
spot
the killer had
on.
the gun,
I'm loving them.
We'll end up running in circles.
What? You think the killer was unarmed?
No, they were definitely armed. With the knife. The reason they didn't use a gun is probably because they never had it to begin with.
But then, who did?
Easy. The victim.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah.
Dummy had the gun?
If it wasn't the killer, it has to be her. She must have brought it to the closet. She was probably carrying it before the murder, but dropped it when the killer attacked her.
Oh, I guess that makes some sense.
Complete sense.
But that brings the question, why would you bring the gun in the first place?
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Aren't you overlooking something?
Huh?
The victim was stabbed from the front, meaning she could have seen the killer coming, correct? If so, why didn't she shoot them?
A stealth attack! I bet the killer memorized her AI movements.
That girl must have been killed before she had the chance to defend herself.
That's
Bringing up
technically
gamer
true.
talk during a fucking murder trial. Oh god,
There's
you are
evidence of a
surely
struggle between the
unhinged,
victim
and I
and the killer.
look kind of like that. Specifically, evidence that shows the victim attempted to fight back. Bloody knife, assault rifle, bucket, victim's hands. She does have blood on the inside of her nails, maybe that's it? Sure.
This is it.
That is nice that they have those kind of like confirmation things.
We
You know?
found dry blood under the victim's fingernails, which implies she was clawing at her attacker. Of course, no explanation is definitive without photo proof of the killer, but I'm confident this is what happened.
Why would you resort to scratching when you're carrying a gun?
Did something get in the way of her using it?
Wonder if that killer stole it from her.
She should have seen or heard him coming from the hallway at the very least.
Why do you think she was in the hallway?
That's where the fight happened, right?
I think you're getting
I
ahead
do
of
like the
yourself.
little swan
How
haircut
can
he
we be
has.
sure
It's
the
cute.
fight happened there?
Maybe the fight started in the hallway, and after it ended, her body was dragged into the closet.
If that happened, shouldn't there have been streaks of blood on the floor or in the hallway?
Drag marks? Can't say I saw any.
It was merely a jest. No need to take it so seriously.
Instead of dragging the victim, what if the killer carried her? I don't know why they would want
She
to
is
do that.
still knocked
but
out.
It would explain the lack of drag marks.
But then, wouldn't the killer have been covered in...
Blood. Aye. It should have gotten everywhere. Those wounds were brutal. A few inches deep, I reckon. Carrying her would have done nothing to stop the blood flow.
Good point.
She was obviously killed in the closet. That's where the blood was.
Yes, you're right. I'm so sorry for derailing the conversation.
Oh, you're fine.
Moving on. That fight. The victim had the gun, but she was overpowered?
If she wanted to, she could have just... You know...
It doesn't make much sense, does it?
There must be something we're missing. Something that explains how the victim was overpowered. And I know I'm the only one who can figure that out. Alright, I'll talk about agree points. During the last non-stop debate, you would have noticed that some phrases were blue. Bet you weren't expecting that, huh? Those phrases are called agree points. They are the counterpart to weak spots. As the name would suggest, if an agree point aligns with the evidence you've gathered, you can use your truth bullets to prove it correct. Simply aim your vertical at it, as you would with its weak spot, and then shoot. Tablet bucket victim's hands.
That slimy killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun out of her hand.
By the sounds of it, those two did have a crazy tussle.
But she still carried a gun. So why didn't she shoot?
I bet that girl didn't even see them coming.
Maybe she thought the killer was her friend? I know I wouldn't hurt a friend.
Let me see the victim also suffered chemical burns to the head. Most notable burns are to her eyes and scalp. And then this had bucket lying on the side of the janitor's closet. The interior of the bucket reeked of bleach. So maybe, I don't know, the killer must have like splashed that on her, splashed the bleach into her eyes, and that blinded her. Maybe that's it.
She tried clawing their eyes out.
I guess maybe represent the bucket. Why did the victim not shoot her attacker? Everyone's got a theory, but who has the actual answer?
Slimy
We either present the
killer
tablet
pulled
or the bucket. I'm gonna try the bucket
and
first.
knocked the
Oh, no, okay.
Appreciate the support, but you're not talking any sense, mate.
Oh, these are voice now. That's cool. Now even the pirate is scolding me. What was I thinking?
That slimy
Alright, so
killer pulled
tablet then.
fast-
There we go.
Got it.
I agree with that.
John actually has a point. The victim probably couldn't see what was going on. According to the tablet, she suffered chemical burns to the face and eyes.
Yeah.
That sort of injury would have effectively blinded her. Also, inside the janitor's closet, there was a large empty bottle of bleach. That's probably the chemical that caused the burns.
And the bucket that reeked of it, that was on the floor. Yeah.
Blinded with bleach? That's horrible.
All that pain, yet she still managed to fight back?
She sure put up a struggle. Without a gun, I guess the next best thing was her hands.
So the killer was definitely the one who blinded her.
Indeed. Knowing she had a gun, he blinded her to make her less dangerous. Then, when he pinned her against the door and stabbed her, she tried to retaliate.
Until eventually dying from her wounds.
Jeez, this is brutal. Couldn't they have toned down the violence?
We are in an M-rated game, girl.
The past is in the past, and we can't change that. All we can do is solve her untimely death, eh?
I mean, by the sounds of it, we've already figured it out, right?
No, not yet.
Seriously?
But we've already discussed so much!
We know she was armed. We know she was blinded. We figured out how she died. How is this not a closed case?
Please understand, I'm proud of everyone's hard work so far. Because of you, we're one step closer to bringing the victim justice.
This was never about the dummy.
However, we should think of this case like an equation. Knowing how it works is only half the struggle. Now we need to figure out why.
Motive.
As in, the motive?
Mm-hmm. You're on the right track.
You speak like we have any information on the killer. The man's a stock image. He doesn't even have a name. What are we supposed to ascertain from that? That he's a non-character?
Not every answer will be written down for you. Sometimes actions speak louder than...
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold the phone!
Where did you come from?
Grace?
Whoa, what? Since when was Grace back to normal?
Right now, soybean. Watching you guys try to solve this mystery has been like watching a dumpster catch on fire. I guess all that smoke must have clouded your vision, 'cause there's a big-ass elephant in this room.
An elephant in the room?
I'm gonna guess the reason is why she's carrying a gun.
That's giving us too much credit.
So the killer incapacitated that girl. She had a gun, it makes total sense. Problem is, you've yet to explain how he used the bleach.
Huh?
I sort of assumed he spilled it on the victim.
Right. He just tipped the bottle over her.
That bottle is where the bleach came from, sure. But I doubt the bottle itself was involved in the murder. When we found it
So is the bucket
ordered on
blind
a
to
shelf
y'all?
near the back of
Like,
the closet.
what's
The gun
going on
and the
here?
knife were just thrown on the floor. So it's weird this weapon was handled so differently.
Do you think the killer just poured the contents of that bottle into something else?
Sure.
Yeah,
before
a
the actual
fucking
murder took
bucket.
place, I'd say.
Jesus.
And what is this something else? Go on, explain it before this dumpster turns molten.
She's really stubborn about this, but I get the point she's trying to make. Before we move on from the subject, we need to make sure its logic is completely sound. Alright then, let's put out this fire. Bucket, assault rifle, tablet, victim's hands.
Well, if the original bottle's been emptied, where'd the bleach go?
Into another bottle?
What about a container? There were a bunch in the closet.
I bet the killer had a secret water gun. So when the victim came in, pow!
That'd be hilarious,
He
but
squirted her in the eyes.
Hey! The ink vanishes when the battle's over.
Call the fire brigade, Grace.
to inflict those chemical burns, the killer had to use something once. There we go.
Got it. She's correct. The killer put the chemicals in a bucket. Or, more specifically, the same bucket we found at the crime scene. After all, it reeked of bleach. If the killer didn't use it to transport bleach, what else did they use it for? Personal cleaning? I doubt it.
Damn, the snark.
Yo, that makes sense.
A broken clock is right twice a day.
Okay, cool. So, how'd the killer use that bucket to spill bleach in the victim's eyes?
It would be a fairly heavy bucket, so it's unlikely he threw it on her.
She'd shoot him before he even had the chance. Use your brain, mate.
Of course, my apologies.
It's a good question. How was the killer able to get a hefty bucket of chemicals into the victim's eyes? Especially without her knowing. There must be some kind of clue missing here. Think, Damon, think.
Even if he did manage to splash her,
Maybe the
girl
killer,
should have
like,
sustained
did one of those
facial
pranks where he
burns.
put the bucket on top of the door, and when you open it, it splashes all on the top of the head. Maybe that's what happened. And instead of usually it's water, it's bleach. So maybe that's how she got the burns.
However, aside from her eyes, her face was relatively untouched.
Well, if you check the tablet, It said she had burns to the scalp.
To the scalp, yeah. Like, the killer put the bucket of bleach on top of the door, and then when she opened the door, the bleach got on her scalp and shit.
Burns to the scalp? How does that work? Unless those chemicals
Came from above, exactly. Yeah. Above. Yes, that's right. Above.
Did the killer somehow suspend the bucket in the air? Maybe there was a mechanism that made it tip over when someone entered the room.
Where's this bucket supposed to be again?
Above. Which, well, could mean anything.
Was the killer hiding above the door frame?
There's no way they were up there. There's nothing for them to sit or hold on to. Not to mention, they couldn't have stabbed her from up there.
And if there's no place for the killer to sit, then there's no place for the bucket to sit.
Unless you take into account the size difference. The space above the entrance might not be able to support a person, but it could still support something as small as a bucket.
And that thing supporting the bucket?
The killer wanted two things: for the bucket to be above the victim, and for it to spill on her when she entered the room. In other words, he needed to balance the bucket, but on what? Oh, are we doing? Oh, I thought we were doing the Hangman's Gambit. Nothing, stepladder, door, knife.
I got it.
Yeah, the door. Yeah, that's literally the conclusion I came to earlier. Yeah.
I don't know how we overlooked this, but I've got it. The killer just balanced the bucket on the door.
Yeah.
Like in those water bucket pranks people film?
Exactly the point I was trying to make. Look at that.
Exactly. When the victim came into the room, she pushed open the door and caused the bucket to fall on her. This would make it so she couldn't shoot back or even get a chance to see her assailant. When the bucket hit the ground, it probably rolled away. That'd explain why we found it a couple feet from the victim.
That is a possibility, yes.
It sounds like the best conclusion.
There's just one problem. How was the killer able to reach that high? Unless they
That's
were
where the
abnormally
stepladder
tall,
comes in.
It'd be difficult to place something on top of that door.
Well, let's use that as our next point of discussion. How did the killer set up this trap?
To balance that bucket on the door, the killer would need to reach pretty high. Was there anything at the crime scene they could have used as a boost? If I can answer that, it'll add further credibility to my theory. Spot selection. Stepladder.
This is it. There was a stepladder hiding behind the closet door. The killer probably used that. After climbing it, they could position the bucket right on top of the door.
Figures.
My precious stepladder? You think the bad guy used my super duper obvious stepladder?
Match point! Occam's razor!
Yes, it appears our killer didn't care much for subtlety. No matter how obvious it seems, it's the only answer that makes sense.
It was the only knick-knack of its kind, too. If there's something else that killer could have used, it's escaping me.
I see. It makes sense with what we've got so far. But I'm not done yet. I still have one last question for you apes.
Please just leave us alone. Oh, I'm so tired.
Hey, don't be like that. Grace may be loud, but her questions have really helped our discussion.
Anyway, what was the killer doing when that bucket poured onto the girl's head?
He obviously didn't just stand there and observe.
I have to agree. They must have been hiding somewhere, waiting for her to arrive. Somewhere nearby, I'd assume. Where was the killer hiding? Outside the janitor closet, on top of the door frame, behind the door, and the back of the janitor closet. Behind the door?
What about behind the door? The killer could have hidden there as the girl entered.
Wouldn't the stepladder be in the way?
She's right. What was I thinking? Outside the janitor closet.
I got it. The killer was hiding right outside the janitor closet.
Weren't the stab wounds from the front?
Okay, I completely forgot about that. In the back?
I got it.
Okay. I was about to say, there's no way he was... We've already proved that, yeah, he wasn't on top of the door frame, yeah.
If he was pressed up against the furthest shelf and facing the entrance, there'd be a diagonal path between him and his victim. I say diagonal because that's the only way you can make a direct charge forward. Also, when the victim entered the room, she would have been standing with her back to the hallway.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Right outside the killer's range. That's why the stab wounds were only made to her chest.
Creating the crime scene we found! Great job, guys! We're actually doing this!
That was the last mystery, right? We must have put everything together now.
Even if it's all fake, I feel really bad for this victim.
It's an ugly sight, but she's no victim.
Huh?
Well, technically she is, but let's be real. The girl was carrying a gun. She probably provoked the killer, and they killed her in self-defense. It's a clear-cut case of the hunter becoming the hunted, no?
That's no excuse.
What?
There's no justifying murder. Killing a woman is the worst thing a man could do.
You're emanating a sizable amount of emotional tension. Are you okay?
There's no excuse. There never was an excuse. 28 stab wounds! No girl, no person should ever suffer Kara's fate.
Wait, who's Kara?
It was the victim's name! Didn't anyone read the tablet?
You can tell this dude's a lawyer.
You don't have to shout out your point.
Oi, what's all this about? We figured out the case. Stop trying to drag it on.
No. We're not finished here.
Huh?
There's no murder without a proper motive. We need to discuss why Kara died.
I am not going this far for a fictional murder case. We aren't looking for a murderer. We're looking for answers, which we have.
Do you turn in a half-finished exam, Winona? An essay without its conclusion? This isn't about efficiency, this is about being right. Or do you, a supposed entrepreneur, not value integrity?
Damn.
What the hell?
Let's just talk about the motive. There's no harm in doing that, right?
Well, what was the motive? Was the killer fighting for their life? Or were they going out of their way to murder?
Maybe the gun freaked him out.
If I was in the killer's shoes, I'd definitely be nervous. Thing is, while acting out of self-defense is possible, since when does it look like this?
Given the severity, I'd liken it to a crime of passion.
Something done on impulse?
What if they were frightened? A spooky thing might have set them off big time.
That's wrong. There's no way this was done in self-defense. No matter what excuse the killer uses, it doesn't change the fact they have blood on their hands.
Yo, bud.
And a lot of it with 28 stab wounds.
Silence! I won't allow this!
Wow, things are getting emotional. Well, you've only been using logical arguments to further the trial so far. Now might be a good time to change your approach. Introducing the pathos mechanic. During non-stop debates, the emotionally charged commentary of your classmates will appear as purple text. These comments are called pathos statements. You can absorb these pathos statements by hovering over them with your reticle and pressing E or LT. The pathos statement will then be loaded into your truth cylinder. Find a weak spot that is directly contradicted by the pathos statement and fire. Yeah, this is also a past mechanic in Danganronpa as well, yeah. If successful, he will make a powerful emotional argument to counteract your opponents. Stay on the lookout for pathos statements. While you'll always be able to advance the trial using pure logic, emotional arguments can lead to some unique conversations. Yeah, so it looks like it's combining the, like, absorb the weak spot statement and the white noise mechanic. That's interesting.
There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest!
We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This could have been self-defense.
You don't even know the damn killer. Just the crime scene they left behind.
This killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice!
But how can we do that? There's no reason to trust you if you have no proof.
So says the ultimate liar.
Was this murder justified? Or was it truly unforgivable? I feel like I have an obligation to find the truth.
There's no reason to trust. If you have
Oh, I see. There we go.
No, that's wrong!
Pathos counter.
Expertise shouldn't be overlooked here. If there's anyone to believe, it's the lawyer.
Say what?
Wolfgang has spent his life in the courtroom and on the crime scene. He'd understand the criminal mind in ways we can't possibly imagine. He was even emotionally invested in a murder case he'd never seen before. If his lawyer's intuition tells us that the killer was in the wrong, then we have no reason to disagree. We're all ultimates for a reason. We need to trust in talent.
Well spoken. If Wolfgang is adamant about the killer's intentions, we should have faith in him.
Yeah, Wolfgang's clearly trying his best for us.
Hell yeah.
Let's trust in the lawyer and his bargain bin buddy.
You know what? Now that we're, talking about how cool and awesome Wolfgang is, he's definitely one of my favorites. I'd say probably Cassidy is like my number one, but Wolfgang's up there.
Hey!
And that's just from the prologue alone, mind you.
You guys convinced me.
Right on.
He got a good head on his shoulders.
Wolfgang all the way.
Thank you all for your support.
Well, Eva, do you still disagree?
Even if I did, it's not worth pursuing.
Does this mean we're done here? Hey! We're Disembodied Voice! We figured out your stupid case! Now let us leave!
He over here sleeping. I'm dead.
Oh, you're finally done. In all honesty, I stopped paying attention a long time ago.
What? We only went through this case because of you.
Silly me, I have a short attention span.
Oh, do you?
So, just for my own benefit, why don't you summarize the information you've learned?
Climatic reenactment?
It'll be good practice.
Practice?
Fine. I'll do as you ask. I'll present the truth.
We'll present the truth together. Let's dig into it.
It's time to bring this trial to an end. It's time for the closing argument. During closing argument, you must summarize the case from start to finish. Naturally, your medium will be a comic book. Since the class has a relatively good understanding of the case, some parts of the comic are already complete. But it seems your peers have glossed over the smaller details, judging by the gaps of the story. To fill these gaps, you have been provided a collection of stock panels. Use the WASD keys to navigate your stock. Hover your mouse over the relevant gap and press the left key to insert the panel. Don't forget the Q and E keys. Those are how you flip between pages. By the way, gaps reveal a hint if you hover over them. If you ever need to revisit this information, the control panel is only one F3 key away. Now, stand up straight and fix that tie. We've got a case to close. Alrighty. There we go. Okay, yeah. And last but not least, the rifle.
This is how it happened. The victim was Kara Koshkinen, the ultimate teacher's aide.
Koskinen, okay.
Right before her death, she was wandering around the academy carrying a large assault rifle. That was probably when our unnamed killer, who was armed with a knife, spotted her.
And decided he'd put her to eternal rest. He slid inside that little janitor's closet, where he began hatching a deadly scheme.
They needed a way to surprise the victim, who was better armed. The killer grabbed a bottle of bleach from the closet and poured its contents into a bucket.
That's because they wanted to blind Kara by splashing the bleach in her eyes.
Sneaky little bastard.
But to do that, they would need to set a trap and catch the victim by surprise.
I heard the Danganronpa motif in there, yeah.
The killer moved a stepladder behind the closet door and climbed up it to reach the door frame. There, they carefully placed the bucket.
That way, when the victim opened the door, the bucket would empty its contents all over her.
After completing this setup, the killer retreated to the far end of the janitor's closet and waited for the victim's arrival. The killer could have made noise to attract the victim's attention. Either way, the victim tried to open the door.
And, the bleach splashed all over her. Her scalp, face, and eyes were severely burned.
Youch!
There were the stab wounds.
The killer leapt from his hiding place and began viciously attacking Kara. In his fit of rage and cruelty, he stabbed her from the front 28 times.
While being stabbed, the victim tried to fight back by clawing at the killer. This left the dried blood under her fingernails. However, it didn't deter the killer, and the victim eventually died.
At present, we don't have enough information to reveal the killer's true identity, but their actions haven't been forgotten. That is the truth behind this case.
I think so. I guess we won't be seeing like the cool, like the killer reveal animation. Yeah, we'll get those when we get the full game for sure.
A measly 3 acts. Poor Horace would be beside himself.
Who's Horace?
Who the hell is...
No one cares! We've done your end of the bargain. Now let us out already!
That is what I promised, isn't it? Alright, I'll let you leave this room. But before I do, may I be frank with you all for a second? This entire time I've been hiding behind a speaker, afraid to show my face. My heart tells me you'll react cruelly to it. However, my head, it raises a compelling argument. Who cares what others think? Shouldn't I get to have a little fun once in a while? Yes. Let's do away with these silly boundaries already. It's time we meet face to face.
Finally. Face to face.
What was that all about?
Everybody, look over there!
Hey.
Toss away those pickaxes, peasants! The walls have finally crumbled. What will you do now that you've reached the other side? Will you treasure this new land? Serve it? Or will you set it ablaze?
You know a thought that I just had just completely out of nowhere? If in the full game it's revealed that under that mask this character is a character we've known previously. Oh, it could be anyone. Agito, Makoto, Byakuya, Toko, whoever. That'd be pretty crazy, wouldn't it? You know, just throwing thoughts out there.
Well, peasants, have you made your choice?
Yo, what the fuck is going on?
That voice line, I love that. This person, his voice.
Are you the speaker guy?
Speaker guy? No. You don't address your superiors like that. Within the halls of this academy, you'll refer to me by one name, and one name only. His Highness, the great and powerful Tozu, host of the Killing Game.
Tozu. Zuto. Utsu. I don't think it's an anagram of another character's name. Alright. There goes that theory. Killing Game. And class trial. You, my dear subordinates,
Blood is rushing.
are going to kill each other. That's not
Come on.
That's not funny.
But then...
But you said we could go home if we solved the mystery.
I gave you peasants an incentive. It's not my fault you took it the wrong way. What are you talking about? You lied to us.
Rubbish.
Lied.
Oh no, absolutely not. I'm a fair man, a man sworn to the truth. And if I recall correctly...
Should you all agree on the right answer, you will be free to leave this place. That's what I promised. Leave this place. He didn't say the whole thing.
I specifically said you could leave this room, not go home. You sneaky son of a bitch!
Not okay!
You're full of shit, man! There you go, losing control of your voice. That's how you know you've lost the argument. Logic is a cowardly thing like that. It'll jump ship the moment it's confronted with a challenge. He didn't lie, did he? He said he never lies. So when he said this was Eden's Garden Academy... Bullshit! What am I doing, believing someone like him? There's no other way around it. He's lying. We're all civilized here. No one is going to kill simply because they've been ordered to.
Yeah, I highly doubt that. Somehow, I highly doubt that. I can look at some of these people and be like, yeah, I could see you being a killer, you know?
What's this? The peasant has a rebuttal.
Let's see.
A match between unprepared, unfit players. You could hardly call that a match. In much the same way, this game you've proposed, a killing game between students who don't have the heart to kill.
Nonsense.
Do you seriously think we'll abandon our morals so quickly?
Hey!
Yeah, that's totally right. We're like super boring people. We don't have what it takes to do something like this.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
Indeed.
My heart is terribly soft, softer than the most delicate piece of mochi. When I see a fly in my room, I catch the poor dear in a jar and return her to nature.
I would never.
My mochi heart would melt otherwise.
I see.
That's your argument, isn't it?
How interesting.
I can already tell he's got some sick motives planned.
What makes you think the people in this room lack the heart to kill? Do you even know anything about them besides their names and ultimate talents?
Pathetic.
If you do, then tell me, regarding killing, where do they stand? Are they okay with murder if it's for their greater good? Are they okay with murder if it guarantees their survival? Is where they currently stand on the issue the same as where they're willing to stand? Go on, you've had a couple hours to get to know you, everyone. That's plenty of time to learn their life stories, right? Should I take that as a no? Goodness, what a surprise.
Plot twist.
Not. You wouldn't be here all dressed up in that fancy suit if you were so naive.
Such a spoilsport.
Oh, and one more thing. That trial you just did, that was your preparation for the killing game.
Get out.
How? All you did was make us play detective.
Plot twist!
And for good reason. If one of you is killed, the remaining students will participate in the true class trial. Your objective here is simple. Uncover the culprit, if you can. Using evidence you've gathered during the investigation, you will argue who you believe committed the murder. The result will be decided by popular vote, and if you choose the right person, they alone will be executed, and the killing game will continue. However, if you choose the wrong person, the guilty party will be set free, and the rest of you will be executed instead. Those are the rules of the game. Everyone understand? By the way, if no guilty party ever escapes, the killing game will end when there are only 2 students left. You may want to remember that, or maybe you don't care. It depends on what kind of person you are. Out of the 16 people here, only 2 would be allowed to survive?
No shot.
2 people? That's hardly better than if someone gets away with murder.
Well done.
I know, that's what makes it so funny. Most of you will die, no matter what. And yet, with every passing trial, you'll all cling to life more desperately.
The show must go on.
And that exact mindset is what causes more murders to happen. Aren't these rules simply brilliant? A perfect test of the limits of human compassion.
I have an appetite for destruction.
I can't wait to see you all in action.
The madman's loud, tinnitus-inducing laughter was suddenly cut off by a well-timed strike from behind. Let me guess it was Grace. Yep.
I've said it a million times, you mangy fucking mutt! I want nothing to do with this stupid game!
Gee, I wonder what'll happen after this.
Ow, 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 ow! Stop it!
Since you've made it clear you won't listen to reason, I'll just make sure you have no arms to kill with!
Do you even listen to when I talk? I'm not the one doing the killing. It's you lot who are...
Grace drove her fist directly into his stomach. She followed it with another blow, and another. And when it looked like she wasn't going to be satisfied until he was dead, I saw it. From out of nowhere, a tiny red dot appeared on Grace's face.
Hey! Stop already! There's a...
But before we could do anything... Bang! Oh shit, is she dead? The sound of a gunshot echoed in our ears. Oh, it just grazed you. Okay. Grace released the man from her grip. Speechless, she moved her hand to her cheek, which had been nicked by a stray bullet. Who just walked in? Who is this? Who is this? Is that fucking, what's her name from Danganronpa 2? The sword bitch? We all looked in the direction the shot came from. The shooter stood silently by the pillar, a trail of smoke rising from the mouth of her rifle. Her mask. The design was a panther instead of a goat, but it was clear that she was working with him. You shot at her!
For real?
This is getting out of hand! Now there are two of them! Wait, hold on, I just noticed something. White and black. Like Monokuma, white and black. As if Monokuma has been split apart. One side is black, one side is white, one side is the serious side, one side is the goofy side. Huh, weird coincidence, isn't it? Everyone slowly backed away from Tozu, suddenly fearful for their lives. What a shocking and unnecessary display of violence.
You think?
I was talking about the golfer woman. Well, now that you've become acquainted with our enforcer, Mara, if any of you kids try to jeopardize the killing game, such as by attacking me, she'll be there to put an end to your shenanigans.
Pardon me.
Even though she misses her shots, that was just a warning. I assure you, it'd be unwise to further test her sharpshooting ability.
In any case...
Regardless, I finally have an answer to your previous question. Meh. You asked me if I knew anything about my friends besides their names and talents.
No matter.
Truthfully, I don't, but I'll continue to trust them as if I do, because they're ultimates. Huh? They are charged with the betterment of society. They've proven themselves to be above simple acts of self-interest.
We will not succumb!
Even if you trap us, fire guns at us, and force us to endure farcical courtroom procedures. One by one, the students raised their voices in solidarity with Wolfgang. All of them were so confident in what they were saying, so willing to blindly put their faith in each other. And for some reason, it made me sick.
My.
Never underestimate the strength of human connection. I'm quite familiar with this idea.
Aye.
You know what would be crazy? What if Damon is the first one to try and kill? Maybe not kill, like, actually, but maybe the first one to try and kill. Because clearly he doesn't seem motivated by everyone else, so, you know, maybe he has some inner thoughts, you know? What is this horrible feeling of contempt? Why do I feel this way when everyone else seems so hopeful? The voice inside me was answered by another.
No.
You've got it all wrong. The students turned their attention toward Ava, surprised by her words.
Ah.
Do you actually believe no one here will try to kill? You're really naive.
I don't know how you made it as a lawyer. Well, instead of resorting to random ad hominem attacks, why don't you explain your reasoning?
It's the truth.
It's obvious. Compared to normal people, ultimates are more prone to killing, not less. Living with constant praise from the public has ruined our sense of self. If you need examples, just look around the room.
What a joke.
Excuse me?
Look,
I love how she's the first one to answer because honestly, her attitude, yeah, like she definitely. I'm anticipating on her being a killer. Is what I'm trying to say. In the outside world, ultimates will do anything to further their own goals. The same is probably true here. And it's also funny how you said that exactly after Winona said, "Excuse me." That's very hilarious. Once you realize your dreams can only be achieved if you escape, you'll resort to murder.
can't you see?
If you continue to convince all these people to trust each other, they'll only be more vulnerable. Unless that was your plan all along. Is it possible you want to make everyone vulnerable? So that it will be easier for you to kill them? I mean, hey, listen. She might not be 100% right, but she being real. That's all I'll say. She's being real. Like, there's no way out of these 16 people, no one kills. Like, come on. This game wouldn't have any purpose existing otherwise. Wolfie's done nothing wrong. He's given all of us a vote of confidence. Yeah. It's something we all needed.
Please?
So, stop trying to turn us against each other. Please. The horrible feeling grew stronger as the other students admonished Ava. It grew stronger and stronger, and I knew I had to say something. Ava's right. Huh?
No!
Damon, not you too.
I know.
Look, I get it. You want to make the situation less scary for everyone. But Ava made a good point. All of us have a clear motivation to leave this place, even at the cost of other people's lives. Whether it's to see our families again, or for the sake of our talents.
Don't say that!
No, I would never kill anybody.
That's not it.
Diana, you yourself admitted you had too much to achieve. Don't you see how that's playing into the masked man's hands? This whole we're all ultimates thing is pretty inane anyways. After meeting all of you, it's clear none of us have the same goals.
Hold on.
What are you insinuating? Don't we all carry the same obligation to improve the world we live in? His question angered me more than anything that has ever been said before. I could no longer suppress my true feelings.
That's wrong.
Look, the title barely means shit nowadays, alright? Most ultimates are just dullards obsessing over some pointless hobby. Their talents don't contribute anything of worth. The only thing they're capable of is leeching off public attention for their own goals. Ouch.
You've got to be kidding me.
Running a business that feeds millions is pointless?
No.
Some of you are an exception, obviously. But come on, there's no way the rest of you can improve the world we live in with your niche fixations.
That was very...
Don't you mean rest of us? You're an ultimate too. Yeah, what the hell makes you so special? I could feel their words worming their way into my soul. What makes you so special? Well, I can achieve many things with my talent. I can argue policy, consider ethics and morality.
Yeah.
Better yet, I was the one who got you guys through that trial.
Really?
Is that really what happened? I remember all of us helping out.
Shrimp?
Yo, I see what's going on. You think you're better than us just because you could say words nobody understands. Well, that kind of stuff is relative. Like, tell me what a dragster is. Do you know? Watch your step, lest you trip and fall from the unparalleled heights of your vanity.
Not good enough.
I'm disappointed in you. How dare you so concerned about making yourself look good when we're in the middle of a death game?
The hell?
Wait, I wasn't trying to... It was no use. They turned against me, hurling out obscenities, scowling, or simply shaking their heads. I mean, justly so. You're kind of acting like an asshole. Like truly and honestly, you're really acting like a dickhead. Whew, do I sense anger, hatred, an unquenchable sense of bloodthirst? Well, save that for later.
I'm the only person who can spill blood in the courtroom. I'm trapped in a killing game with people who despise me. How? How did this happen? You know what? Maybe my theory was kind of ass backwards. Maybe he's gonna be the target of the majority of the murders. If not, maybe like the regular Danganronpa game is like what, 6 cases in total? I'm gonna say maybe 20% of them, 25 or so. He might be a potential target. Maybe not the actual victim, but I could see him being the target of murder, just seeing how everyone's acting against him. Maybe. Really, I'm really curious to see, like, among anything else, how this fan game differentiates from the official Danganronpa games. Like, how is this game different? How is this game going to differentiate itself from the other 3 games? I'm very curious to see. Like, maybe not so much in a gameplay perspective, but most certainly in a story perspective. For sure. How did this happen? I just wanted to help. I wanted to make sure we didn't trust each other too easily. And I already see, like, how it's doing that with making a pretty unlikable protagonist. You know, the person you're playing as. Yeah, that's definitely different, because I will say all the protagonists have been pretty, you know, like, lighthearted, and, you know, everyone should love them and all that. Now you're playing as a dickhead, and that's interesting. And now I'm being treated like the bad guy. Will these people practice what they preach? Will they really refuse to kill? I can't trust anyone here. For better or for worse, it's me versus them. So cue the beginning of the end. The beginning of an unfathomable nightmare, an unrelenting despair. There's that word, that despair. That word despair, I can already tell it's going to be a word that is very, very often used. The beginning of the killing game. Oh shit. Ooh, the surviving members' artwork. Ooh. I can already envision the silhouettes as they die, little by little. To be continued. I will for damn sure be looking forward to the rest of this project. For certain.